I'm officially addicted. I need to tell you guys about a game that I've been absolutely glued to and obsessed with over the last week or so, and that game is Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin. Now to start this off, and for a bit of context, I've always been a massive Pokemon fan since my best mate in primary school lent me his Pokemon Ruby game for the Game Boy Advance. I'd watched the anime a little bit, but never played any of the games until then. I started a new game, and off I went on my first ever Pokemon adventure. And as you can probably guess, he wasn't too happy that I'd overwritten his save, which I didn't know would happen. But he got over it when he realised that I'd made it further in the game than he had anyway. I very promptly asked my parents for Pokemon Sapphire for my birthday, which was coming up. Since that day, I've owned and played almost every mainline and some side Pokemon games, from Colosseum all the way up to Pokemon Sword and Shield. The reason I'm telling you all this in a video that's supposed to be about Monster Hunter is that despite my consistent enjoyment of Pokemon since I was a wee little lad, Monster Hunter Stories 2 has fully opened my eyes and allowed me to realise just what Pokemon could be if an actual appropriate amount of time, effort, and care was put into it. And today, I hope to shed a light on this relatively new game for anyone watching this video. This video isn't so much a review, but instead an insight and a look at a game I've been having a ball playing. As a predominantly PC player for at least the last few years, I've always bought my games on PC if they're available. This is the first time I've seen a game available on Steam, but instead opted to buy it on the Nintendo Switch. Being in lockdown currently here in Sydney, I love the idea of being able to play the game portably anywhere in the house instead of being limited to my desk, and I missed my childhood of portable monster collecting. The frame rate in some locations can shit the bed, both on handheld and in docked mode, which is one of the disadvantages of playing on the Switch. But as it's a turn-based RPG, this doesn't affect how the game plays basically at all, and if you're really not sure if you can handle it, there is a good length demo on the Switch and also on the PC for you to try, which is what I did before I bought the game. Now let's jump into a few of the reasons this monster collecting JRPG has gotten me so addicted. Let's start with the most obvious thing when it comes to a Monster Hunter game: the goddamn sexy ass monsters. Every new and better monster you run into as you progress through the game will have you instantly wanting to find its egg and add it to the team. My party was constantly changing throughout most of the game as I came across more amazing looking monsters every time. From a four-legged shark that can both swim, walk, and become obese, to the stealthy and speedy Nagakuga, all the way up to the shocking power of the incredible Zinogre. You will find yourself constantly popping out into the world to find rare monster dens so that you can find your favourite and most powerful monsties. Oh yeah, that's right. A monster friend that's ridden and used in battle is called a monstie, to help differentiate them from everything else in the game being called a monster. Now the kinship moves in this game are something that almost every turn-based game could learn from. Every single monster has its own amazingly unique and over-the-top kinship move, which acts as basically an ultimate move. You'll be able to see at various points throughout this video, like right now, just how good some of the moves look, and it makes you feel like you're absolutely destroying anything you're facing when using these moves, and I legit get excited whenever my kinship meter fills up enough to see these skills. You find monster eggs and thus new monsters by searching through monster dens around the different areas within the world. Most dens are standard, and you can find all manner of different eggs within them, but other dens will be gold, which often have rare monsters within them and have an increased chance of finding a monster with better stats or genes. When you dig through these dens for ages looking for the exact monster you want, it can get tedious, but shit is exciting when you find that one monster you want with increased stats. Every single monster that you have is fully rideable within almost every location in the game, and all have their own unique skills and abilities when not in combat. These range from the ability to jump across ledges, smash boulders, climb vines, go invisible, or even fly later in the game. If you decide you don't want to ride your monster, they'll follow you around, but it's much quicker and much more fun to hop on and power through the world. Wild monsters aren't found in the tall grass where you can't see them, they're instead roaming around the world, and if you get too close to them, they will charge at you and try and take you out. I should also specify that the game is actually difficult, and you won't win by just clicking the attack button over and over again, and instead you'll have to strategize your way to victory in almost every battle. You can probably tell the art style is pretty stylized, which I think works excellently for this type of game, allowing for more over-the-top attacks and animations, helping to exaggerate just how insane everything is. The game is also complete with some pretty epic cutscenes that have full voice acting, while at other points throughout the game, like talking to random NPCs and some story moments, there isn't any voice acting. The main thing that drew me into this game to start was the comparison of "this makes Pokemon look like shit," which at this point I'm very inclined to agree with. But this game also provides much more than any Pokemon game you've played recently, with a full story with regular cutscenes, proper, amazing, and unique animations for every single monster in the game, and the ability to ride and travel the world with any monster you please, without having to buy a DLC. Pokemon Sword and Shield. There's obviously much more involved in this game, as with any game, but I wanted to use this video just to tell you how much fun I've been having playing this game. Obviously do your own research and make your own decisions, but fuck me, I'm addicted.